Hello and welcome to Orc in the Dungeon. Coming back to the topic of Shostakovich's chamber music, I'd like to once again engage in comparative instrumentational analysis. Our subject today shall be the so-called Jewish theme from the finale of the second piano trio. While preparing for this video, I must admit that I had suddenly some doubts. Is this really a Jewish theme? And also, what does this really mean, Jewish music? Does it mean anything specific at all? Luckily, I had the chance to talk to violinist Maria Sławek, a specialist in the field of Jewish music. And she confirmed to me that this music is based on the Freilach dance, a dance from the klezmer tradition, the music of the Eastern European Jews. If you listen to the whole thing, you will soon realize that it's actually a Freilach clone absolutely crazy. But let's for now keep in mind that this theme is, first and foremost, originally a dance theme. So our original example will be from the piano trio Opus 67. It's scored in a pretty straightforward manner, coupling the strings in arpeggiated pizzicati for the pulse and harmonic background, with the melody in the highest register of the piano, in a 2-octave doubling, a rather typical instrumentational device for Shostakovich, that on a more general basis is also quite typical for employing the piano in an orchestral setting. These arpeggiated pizzicati chords sit rather perfectly on both stringed instruments, relying mainly on the resonance of the open strings and wide intervals for an ergonomical positioning of the fingers of the left hand. As always, when using double or multiple stops, the power of the instrument is significantly augmented. It's almost as if there were 8 string instruments strumming along, not just 2, orchestrating thus, in a way, the forte dynamics. You'll realize this even more so in the second example. Shostakovich later quoted this theme in his probably most famous work, the String Quartet No. 8, officially dedicated to the victims of war and fascism, but in reality a kind of autobiographic requiem. There's not much left of the dance here. The melody is given to the 2 violins in a 2-octave apart doubling, with the first violin soaring high on the E string, well above the ensemble, while the second makes use of the deep fourth of the G string. But as long as the pizzicati in the piano trio conserved something of the jolly dance character of the Freilach, the wide arpeggios of the cello and viola across 8 strings, grounding on the great resonance of the cello open strings of C and G, turned the accompaniment into a ferocious thunderstorm. Last but not least, the string orchestra version, conceived by Russian conductor Rudolf Barshai and authorized by Shostakovich himself, better known as the Chamber Symphony Opus 110A. The first time the Freilach theme appears, the melody is given to the violins in the same 2-octave apart doubling, seemingly matching the quartet version. First, soaring into piercing heights on the E string, seconds rumbling along on the resonant D string. However, Barshai reinforces the second violins with the first cello stand in their dominant tenor register, whereas the arpeggiated C minor chords are distributed for low strings, the upper systems keeping the arco of the string quartet version, while in the lower two system, Barshai recurs to the pizzicati of the trio version, while the basses punctuate the pulse, playing only on the downbeats. For the return of the theme, Barshai reverts the instrumentation, much alike Shostakovich in the quartet original. In both versions, the melody is now scored for violas and celli in their most pronounced registers, high on their respective first string, whilst the chordal accompaniment has been transferred to divisi violins. Only the double bass keeps its pizzicatos, sounding quite strained here, as now they are scored halfway up the highest string. As with many things in this orchestration, these are all maybe small, but always tasteful, effective and fitting alterations to an already magnificently scored quartet. Thank you for your attention. Stay tuned for more educational videos on the topics of orchestration and instrumentation, and give me a like if you'd fancy a deeper analysis of Shostakovich's instrumentational approach and his gripping chamber music. See you soon.